How you doing, guys? Professor EDC with a top 10 video. Professor, top 10 of what? My top 10 sliciest folders. And well, what better knife to begin with? Yeah, than the traditional Opinel number 8. This is a heck of a slicer, and yeah, I know many people may not like this very traditional folder, but I do. It's just I don't know. You like slip joints, you like traditional knives, then you just gotta love this this folder, and the quality when cutting with this tool is just amazing. That forced patina I made, which I very much like. Look at that. And when cutting, man, this is just there's let's see, in the top 10 there's only one that goes above and beyond the Opinel. And if you've held an Opinel, you know what I'm talking about. You know how slicey they are and how well they cut and slice through materials. So that's my honorable mention. I couldn't just leave that out. But I'm going to start with the Boker Excalibur. Now, I criticized this folder a whole bunch because of some quality control issues that Boker has been having for some time in different knives, in different folders and slip joints. But this is a fantastic design, and I cannot deny that. It's a hollow grind, a tall hollow grind with this leaf shape spear point, and it's just a very well thought out design. I think, and I do think that this may look a bit like a Ray Laconico, but this design has been longer, I think, from what I've seen. So it's not a Laconico. Let me clear that up. And this blade is just fantastic, and the design of Skellern, was it Tim Skellern? I don't remember. But again, this is an excellent design, executed not so good by Boker, but still, and this is still in my collection. Why? Because it's a fantastic user. S35 VN, titanium. I did this Scotch Brite finish, which I think looks absolutely gorgeous and better than the original one. And I tried to do that because there were stains, like kind of a glue stains on the blade, and just things I didn't like. But all in all, a fantastic design and slicer. There you have it. So that's the Excalibur from Boker. Now let's see. Let's go to the Vosteed Nightshade. This thing is a beauty. This is just, I love the way this knife performs in just about fail anywhere. I have two of them, and this is one of those folders that I gotta be careful, because I may end up collecting just all the colors. I had to let go of two, and though I didn't want to, but it's just a fantastic performer, fantastic slicer, you know, that tallness. And this is a flat grind, but that tall blade just helps it much more to make it a beautiful slicer. Really, really nice. The Vosteed Nightshade. Next, we're gonna go with a very underrated knife. This is the Kubi Ishtar. And man, I have talked about this design. It's absolutely gorgeous and very well executed by Kubi. Look at that, all titanium. And the only thing that I find a bit weak, on the weak side, is the steel OS 10. And although it's not a bad steel at all, you know, I think the design and the quality, the execution of this knife deserved for a much better steel than the OS 10. Look at that, trailing point. Gorgeous, gorgeous knife, very comfortable in hand. It's a hollow grind and a heck of a cutter, heck of a slicer. Great action. Just it demanded for a premium steel, I think. But there you have it, the Ishtar, the Kubi Ishtar. Great slicer. Great slicer. Next I'm gonna go with, of course, the Winterblade Co. Factor. A very unique EDC blade. Very unique. Another fail. What do you guys think of the camera in this way? I'm trying it out. So not only it's put together with magnets and this crossbar locking system, but that sound, you know, that it's a fidgety, very fidgety. I would say, I don't know if this is the most fidgety knife out there still. And Brian just released the new one, which is I believe it's a bigger. This is more of an EDC size folder, and the one that he released is the big version of, and it looks so darn good. But also check out just listen. The sounds, the and the ding, ding. Just one of the most, if not the most fidgety knife out there. And we have, what's this, M390? Yes, M390, and a very tall, very slicey blade. This is all you need for your everyday needs, I think. A very urban style, modern style folder. Winterblade Co. Factor, right there. One of the best slicers, I think, not only in my collection but in general. And we're gonna go with also the Spyderco Spidey Chef. How can we deny this, the sliciness of this knife, when it's just designed for that, for the kitchen, right? For the food. And just as an EDC knife, it's a very different knife, but at the same time, it's just so slicey. The cutting performance on this thing, though it's not a hollow grind, it's a high flat grind. It's amazing. And if you like titanium, and one of the things I do love about the Spidey Chef is that it just doesn't have the insert, the steel insert in the frame lock. It's just carbonized adequately, and I do love that. I'm not sure about the inserts, but I am sure that when the frame lock is well done and carburized, it's just, you know, no lock stick, no problems there. So fantastic knife overall. Great design, Marcin Schlich, Spidey Chef, great slicey folder. Next. And on the same line, you know, the Spyderco has just a bunch of slicey folders, and this is just one of them. And a fantastic folder with great quality. It's just well put together. It's like butter. S90V, titanium, carbon fiber. Look at that. Look at the work done on the titanium, and this you're able to see, but that same jigging, that same work, what's it called, the word I'm looking for, it's also done in the carbon fiber. Look at that. Beautiful, and just the action. Yeah, this is not going to be the sliciest. I'm sorry, it is going to be one of the sliciest. It's not going to be one of the, this is very uncomfortable, holding the camera like that. But what's the word I'm looking for? Forget it. It's just, we're talking about slicing performance, and this is going to be a great slicer. And if you're thinking about the Insingo blade, well, yeah, we're going to see a video about that later on. But yeah, they're very similar, and both of them are gorgeous. This one has a beauty on its own and a quality of its own. The quality on this Spyderco is far and beyond what we're used to. And I do love Spyderco knives, but this thing is just amazing, and a great slicer, great cutter. So that's the Drunken by none other than Dmitry Sienkiewicz, the Spyderco Drunken. How can we not talk about TRM, Three Rivers Manufacturing Atom, and the Neutron? So if you like smaller blades, the Neutron would be for you. And I just love the size of the Atom. I would love to try out the Neutron, but it's just a great blade. Thin stock, tall enough so that it reduces to a very thin behind the edge stock, and just a great performer. This is just a user of a blade. And of course, now we have different versions. I don't know in which generation we're now on, but done in titanium and other materials. The titanium is just absolutely gorgeous. I think the price is sky high, but and well, it might just well be worth it, because also the quality on these knives, the heat treatment, and what they do at TRM is just fantastic. Customer service without comparison. We've had our differences, and yet nothing to say about, nothing bad to say about TRM. Pricing, well, what can we say about pricing? Perhaps that's material for another video, and not only talking about TRM, but just a whole bunch of other companies, right? There we go. TRM Atom, great slicer, fantastic quality. Next, we're gonna go to Snex. Snex. Yes, there has been a lot of hype on the CBB model. I don't buy into that hype. And although I am sure it's a good folder, you know, can't be compared to the Wii level of quality. It's just not. Perhaps when you talk about prices, this is not an expensive knife for what it is. And yeah, you talk about a budget option. Yeah, of course, there is that. But this, compared to other brands, compared to more generic knives, this is fantastic. This is out there, and this is absolutely worth the money. So no comparison, at least for me. I don't buy into that hype, and this is a way better knife than the CBB version. And the fantastic slicer. Look at that 3 levels on the blade. It starts thinning down right here, right on the second slope, on the second step, starts thinning out, and then on the edge, reducing to a fantastic thinness, stock thinness behind the edge. Just a joy to use, really, for various activities. And well, this is a flat grind. This is not hollow. This is a flat grind. So in that sense, this type of grind is a bit stronger than the hollow, as you might guess, right? Snex Vision R. And then the next 2 blades are my top, the sliciest blades that I have. And they are none other, and I'm going to show them both at the same time. Oh yeah, CKF and Jack Wolf. Now let's talk about first the CKF. The CKF Evo. This is Gen 2. Gen 4 is about to come out. If it hasn't come out already. And what a fantastic hollow grind this is. It's a joy to touch and to feel that, how that thins out so dramatically. And this one in particular has bit me twice, and though it barely has touched me, it has cut me pretty well. And how can it not? Look at that. Let's see if we can get a good look. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that thinness. This thing cuts like no one's business. Slices. Man. Evo CKF Custom Knife Factory Evo 2. I do have the 3, and the 3 is almost as sliciest, but since it has a DLC coating, that coating, you can sense that coating. I should have brought that one out as well, but you can sense the difference in the coating. I know it's minuscule, but you can sense it. Anyways, it's still a great slicer, the Evo 3. Evo 2, as a performer, as a slicey folder, is up there. And it's on my, that's a mosquito. Did I catch it? No. Anyways, if you don't know Jack Wolf knives, where have you been? Because these things are the sliciest blades out there. No doubt in my mind. They're just fantastic. And yes, I know that traditional knives in general, they have a very thin, very slicey blade, but just gotta say, and this is, if you don't believe me, go get yourself one or borrow one and you'll see what I'm talking about, because these things are just great slicers. And there isn't anything quite the Jack Wolf knives out there, and I'm talking about right now I'm just talking about slicing capabilities. Look at that. M390 is in the beginning like this dog leg pattern. M390 now using S90V, some of the most edge retaining steels out there. But most important, and for the purposes of this video, the quality in cut, the performance when slicing, these things have no comparison. And like I said, well, the only one that can be compared to them is really the Opinel 8, because the thinness behind the edge, the stock thickness is just ridiculous on the Opinel, but even more so in the Jack Wolf knives. And of course, there are some, the Pioneer, for example, which is the Sudbuster version, is a bit thicker, but that's more of a hard working slip joint. But man, do I enjoy using a Jack Wolf knives. So those are, let me get them in the picture. Those are my top 10 sliciest blades in my collection. What are yours? Professor EDC out.